It is striking how the U.S. is sort of incredibly out of kilter on this, and I'm going to sort of give one left-wing answer and one right-wing one. So on the left, I think the kind of psychosocial, hypnotic magic trick that's been played on the population to distract us from these questions is identity politics. And identity politics started in the 1970s. The sort of cultural Marxism, identity politics started at the same time that all these questions became more urgent, and it has been this phenomenal way to distract from asking these questions. I think that's the main thing identity politics does. You know, you can sort of debate the merits or demerits, you know, the mural in San Francisco with the communist artists that they're trying to erase or whatever, and maybe they should do it, maybe they shouldn't. There's always a merit-demerit debate. The main thing is identity politics is a insane distraction. You know, the word identity means that which makes you identical and that which makes you unique. It's your and if you start with A and not A, you can prove anything. And it's an endless distraction factory. I always have this hope that it's about to end in some sort of paroxysm of insanity, and that the identity politics monster is, you know, going to get a heart attack from flopping its tail about as wildly as it is. But I have to confess that there's no empirical evidence this is about to happen, and and for this reason, I think a left-wing or progressive discussion of what's good for the United States, what's good for America, is still not going to happen, and this is a conversation that can only happen on the right. And you know, it'd be nice if the left were able to participate, but they have to get over that issue, and don't see that happening anytime soon. Now, I do think there's also been something on the right that's distracted us from having these kinds of conversations in the United States, and the single thing I would zero in on the right that's distracted us from this over the last few decades is the doctrine of American exceptionalism. It's this doctrine that the United States is exceptionally different, not commensurate with any other country, can't be compared, and it's one that sort of has, maybe was sort of incarnated in the sort of insanities of the millenarian Bush 43 second inaugural. The exceptionalism obscured everything. If you want sort of a theological or epistemological analog, I think it is roughly similar to the problem of what one can know about the God of the Old Testament or the God of the Quran. If God is radically singular, radically different, can you know anything about him? It's the same as the medieval problem of the attributes of God. And if you sort of think of the United States as so exceptional that we can never talk about it, that is going to obscure and obfuscate a lot of the kinds of questions that I've been discussing today. What I think has happened in practice is that exceptionalism, the doctrine of exceptionalism, has led to a country that's exceptionally overweight, that's exceptionally addicted to opioids, that has an exceptionally dysfunctional public infrastructure where it costs 10 times as much to build a mile of subway as it does in socialist Western Europe, that is, in short, exceptionally unself-aware, exceptionally unself-critical. And what I think we should always underscore on the nationalist side for the United States is that nationalism has nothing to do with this sort of exceptional unself-awareness. That nationalism is not, it's not blind patriotism, it's not my country right or wrong, without any questions. Nationalism is going to be is going to ask hard questions. It's going to ask, how does our country stack up against other countries? How does it compare? And it may find it very wanting. It's going to be extremely critical. It's not going to be unreflective. I think that on the, and I think the, I think whatever else the Trump presidency stands for, it stands for, a move beyond exceptionalism, beyond those dogmas. They are not coming back on the Republican side. They are over. It is long past time for us to grow out of exceptionalism and I think we should settle for greatness. Thank you very much.